We're gonna start off like that by how we got connected with our old manager. First thing first, I was with another network, me and Nique, we was with another network and stuff like that, and had another manager, you know what I'm saying, that volunteered us, you know what I'm saying. He recommended us to her when we was coming to Houston. You know what I'm saying? He recommended us to her when we was coming to Houston.
He's talking about Fred from Studio 71. Never did Fred recommend me to them. Fred and me were working on a project where we was gonna do this house with a group of YouTubers, and when we were gonna do the house, they were one of the couples that was assigned to Fred, so they were one of the couples that he mentioned.
Everybody had that, you know, that mindset and mind goal. Like I said, when I was with a network, old manager and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, hit me up and was like, hey, I got this other person, you know what I'm saying, Houston, that can, you know, work with y'all as well. Y'all go over there, talk, you know, we exchange numbers. You know what I'm saying? I told my old manager at the time to give my old manager the number, you know what I'm saying, and to hit me up, and we was talking, and it was like, you know.
I never called. I never was given his number. He was given my number to call me.
Yeah, we told everybody to, oh, well, y'all, we feel like this woman's gonna help y'all. We feel like she gonna help us build our channel type stuff. Y'all should come. Yeah. Like, and she was, at first she was just asking for, you know, who she was asking for. Like, who she asked for. I know it was me and you.
Yeah, it was me and you, then it was supposed to be
Corey and Carmen.
It was Corey and Carmen. It was Carmen and Corey and stuff like that. And I low-key told her about Christian Trey, but.
All right, we're gonna stop right here. First of all, I never, ever asked for anybody. Nique or King, Carmen or Corey, I didn't even know who they were. I knew who King was, but I didn't know who Nique was. I knew who King was because he came to the house with Jazz, and he was working with, he came to the house with Armand and Trey's and Jazz house, but he came with Funny Mike. That's how I remember King. Other than that, I've never met Nique prior to this time. Then on top of that, I didn't know who Carmen and Corey was. At this time, I didn't realize they were, you know, Carmen and Corey. I'll explain that later, but it says, hey, this is King from Nique and King. When you get a chance, give us a call. And then I said, they aren't answering. Because what he's failing to mention, the reason why a lot of this stuff is popping off, what he's failing to mention is the reason why they were in Houston. They didn't just want to pull up in Houston. They was in Houston because they were supposed to be meeting with Damien and Bianca from DNB Nation. But they pulled the okie doke and went out of town on them, so they were stuck here. So since they were stuck here, that's how this happened. I continue to read on. Now, mind you, you can't make this stuff up like some people have been making up text messages. Right here, iMessage Wednesday, January 24th at 7:00 p.m. Mind you, first message comes from King. Hey, this is King from Nique and King. When you get a chance, give us a call. I say, they aren't answering. Little emoji. I don't know what these emojis mean sometimes, but this one with her hand on her head. But if you want tomorrow, you guys can come over and work with Ari until you guys get with Dub. I spelled it wrong. I said DNB. Sorry.
As I always said, that I never told him, but at the end of the day, I mean, oh my dog.
We brought them along.
So we brought them, you know what I'm saying?
So we came deep to her house, real deep.
All right. So King is stating that he brought all of them and that he mentioned Chris and Trey. Never did he mention Chris and Trey. Never in his message does he even mention Carmen and Corey. What he does say in the message, he pushes him and his girlfriend. He says, me and my girlfriend had 89,000 since we met. Now we at 250,000 and we till grinding. I didn't type that, he did. Yeah, that can work. I says, all right, what time are you guys gonna be available and will the other group be with you? The other group is Carmen and Corey. Not anywhere in this message does he mention Chris and Trey. I said, if so, we can do something real big, I'm thinking. He said, yes, that would be with me as well. We move as one like family. And anytime you tell me you want to link, I'm there. I said, awesome, 12 o'clock.
Video, I got a nice little YouTuber that I would like to introduce y'all to.
Which I already knew.
Yeah, which he had already did a video. he had already collabed with the person already, and he was like, oh yeah, I know her, da da da, all this type of stuff. But
now, first of all, I never spoke with Nique. I didn't speak to Nique until they physically got to my house. So when she's saying that, oh, I was like, yeah, I got this little YouTuber I want you to meet, that makes no sense, because at that time, Ari was actually bigger than him at this time. Not that it matters, but just for clarification, you knew who she was because you had did a video with her. Numbers don't lie. Never would I tell her, yeah, I want you to work, I call you guys and say, yeah, I want you to work with this little YouTuber when she's already hanging with somebody that's bigger than all of y'all combined.
So she was like, oh yeah, we could just run some videos today and it'll be fun. Like it'll be an introduction to all y'all and stuff like that. Y'all could do it at my house and stuff like that. And it was really fun. Like it was really great at the first beginning. Like I felt like, you know, she was kind. Yeah, when we first met her, she was kind. We looked at her like, oh, this lady, she really like got a good heart. Like and the first day we met her, the day after that, we had got our Airbnb was over and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had got put out there.
We got put out our Airbnb, so she let us stay at her house, and she was like, oh yeah, I think y'all should like act fast, like y'all got it already.
First of all, lies again. Let me explain to you why it's lies, because if you go back and you watch Corey's video, when he went live, he said out his own mouth, I kept saying I didn't want to do this. I kept saying I didn't want to do this. I said I would help y'all, and that was that. Not only did I say I would help y'all, you missed a very, very, very important fact. You're saying like, oh yeah, it was fun, we came in the house when we was working. No, we didn't. Because your boy, your best friend, remember Corey, the one that y'all, Imano, remember in his video, in his live, he stated that he didn't even want to come in the house. He told his part about the fact he was sitting outside of my house. He was sitting outside of my house. Corey did want to come because he was stuck on meeting his idol, Damien.
So when we came down, Damien them actually had left. That's how we ended up meeting with Janay, what I did, because when we came to Houston, I was supposed to meet with Damien, like.
And so the reason why anybody even reached out to me is because I think they thought I was still managing the old squad, because Fred didn't tell them everything. I don't know why Fred didn't, but I made it clear. Hey, if you're hitting me up because of them, I don't work with them anymore. Only person I'm connected to that I can even mention is Eric. Let's go back to text messages, receipts. He said, good morning, we about to head your way. I said, okay, okay, Ari is there. Is old boy coming with y'all? I wasn't at home, so I said, okay, Ari is there. And I said, is old boy coming with y'all? He said, yeah, he's coming this time. Because the day before, they had came without Corey. Corey didn't want to come because, again, like he said in his live, what's she gonna do for me? Woo, 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 woo. Like this lady, you know, he said I was a scammer, all this other stuff. So this is Corey. So they was like, you know, trying to talk to me and tell me, well, you know, Corey saying this way. But King, I will give him this. Just like we all had perceptions of each other, my perception of King is that he was a leader in this situation, because instead of me, because my attitude was like, I don't want to be bothered, because I'm like, I just got out of a bad situation with a group of kids. I'm not trying to get into another situation. So this is what I said to King, because when I got home, Corey's sitting outside or whatever, and he don't even come in. He don't say hi, he don't say nothing. I said, honestly, King, I don't want to work with him, but off the strength of Trey and Chris, I will, because that's their way home. But that was mad disrespectful to not come in and speak and to prejudge me. Like, I can't work like that. I'm a free spirit and love being me. Motherly, open, giving, and thoughtful. Damien acts like him in some ways, but Damien was smart enough to hire me. As of right now, he really can't afford me. I was talking about Corey, and he sounded a little cocky, but and I said, so he gotta come correct this time. No foolery. So prepare him. See you soon. King's response: I totally understand where you're coming from, and hopefully he will come with an apology. Thanks for having us, right? So cool. I'm liking the vibe. Kids was nice, everything. So now, let's jump up. Now they get here. Corey comes in the door, because now they done ran videos and they numbers that went up overnight. And so now I have proven myself, per se. Not that I was trying to, because mind you, the whole time I said I would help you. I wasn't interested in managing or working with anybody.
We was never making money like this, so that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't, you know, really worry about it. So our first check, so they took the last check when we first unlinked, and then the next month came around.
She repeats it again. They took the first check, and then the next one came around, and then they were about to they took that money again.
That was, you want to tell them how much?
No.
Okay.
It was in the hole.
It was a lot. It was a lie.
It was a lie.
But when that happened overnight, she was supposed to be getting a certain amount of money from our money.
Yeah, at that
so she told us, you know, like I said, she told us that she wasn't gonna make us pay. But when we did get paid, she ended up getting the percentage that we usually would pay her. She ended up getting. She told us that, I'm sorry y'all, but I helped y'all get this, so I'm gonna have to get my percentage. That don't have nothing to do with me. She said that, and so she was like, but I'm gonna have to get this much % of what y'all originally got, not
that 20%.
So she ended up.
Okay, so since King said it, I'm just gonna co-sign it because I didn't say the percentage. Now you gotta understand something. It's easy to give somebody 20% of $1,000, right? You know what I'm saying? That's $200. You're not pressed about giving away $200. Try having $30,000 or $40,000 and you got to give away 20%. Then you start kind of feeling some kind of way. You start feeling like, well, what you do for me? Well, what about this and what about that? That's what he basically saying. She's saying that they first check that they got is that it was a low check. It was what they were already getting prior to being with me. That's when I came in, it was like the last 2 weeks of that period. And so the first 2 weeks they had already did that work when they was all together in Miami. And then when they got with me, the work that they put in towards the end increased that check, but it still wasn't, you know, really, really big. It was more than what they usually was getting, but it wasn't really big. So what ended up happening is we continued to work. I told them at the beginning, when you're signed to a network, your channel is connected with the network. When your channel is connected with the network, the reason why they do that is for 2 reasons. Everybody thinks it's just a security thing. It's not just a security thing. Optimization, back-end stuff that needs to be done to your channel, SEO, titles, tags, multiple things need to be done to your channel. Video content as far as your description, X, Y, and Z. Multiple things have to be done to your channel. And so when I have access to it, MCN has access to it. They're able to go in and do this without hitting you up, asking you like, hey, can you log me in? Then on top of that, they also study your analytics. Your analytics is super important to your growth. That's for another video. But that's why you have to have access to, you know, your content creator's channel, not to control them, but to make sure that everything on their channel is the way it's supposed to be, to do research to say like, hey, we dropped this video and based on the analytics with this video, this isn't a good content for us. We need to do something different. So that's the reason why you NCNs have the access to your channel.
That 20%.
So she ended up getting 20% of our original, like before what we thought we was gonna make. She asked for 20% of what we thought we was gonna make, and we ended up getting half of that. So she wanted 20% of what we were supposed to make and not half of that, if you get what I'm saying. So we ended up getting her way more money
than we were supposed to.
Because if you calculate 20%, I wish we could tell you how much we got you. I mean, we got that big check, but if you calculate that, it's like we ended up getting a little bit of no money.
A little bit of no money.
So that was the first sign. So you know, time start going by.
First of all, that makes no sense. If you're saying that you got a check that you got little to no money, and you know that was our first warning, we stayed. That don't make sense, because again, you're implying that somebody took something that they wasn't entitled to, and you and I both know that's not facts. Let me explain why it's not facts. Now, you know, I have much respect for, you know, both of their parents, and let me explain why I have respect for both of their parents. For one of the most important things is that everybody want to play the kid role when it's convenient, and everybody want to be adult when, you know, when it's convenient. So let's just give them the kid role for 2.5 seconds. Let's pretend that they 14, 15, and I signed them to my network, because that's another thing too, network. This manager stuff they talking about, network, but I'll inform you on that in a minute. If I sign them to my network, right, and I'm working with them and they 14, 15, let's just say that age, both of their parents spoke with me before they signed anything. I stayed on the phone with Nique's mom and her other mom, and I spoke with them in length about the contract. They said, it looks good, but let us have our attorney look it over. Let us have our attorney look it over. And I said, okay, no problem. So after an attorney looked it over, or whatever the case may be, it returned back signed. Now let's jump a little bit further. As soon as they signed the contract, King's parents, his father, his uncle, and his mom came to my house, sat in my living room, and talked to me for a good 2 hours about what I can do for their son, about what my business was about, and if I really thought that they can go to the next level. And I looked them in their face and I said yes. And his parents was like, well, he's never been this far away from us, and you know, we just want to make sure that he's safe, because I can get to him, but it'll take me a minute to get to him. We laughed and I said, he's good. I'm gonna make sure that they okay. And I did.
Doing good. Everybody was eating type stuff like that. You know, the work ethic was there at first.
Then they had like situations and stuff like that about, you know, like everybody started going at it, like we going at it with Carmen and Corey and stuff like that. All that stuff plays a tie. So enough for, like, really enough.
Let's not leave there. He said out his mouth, me, Carmen, and Corey, we start going at it. But then he wanted to jump further. But I broke up this relationship. But you saw the text message that says they came in as a family, they move as a family. First of all, let me explain something. This theory that they have and this theory that they pushing, talking about I was dividing and conquering and I was breaking up relationships, that makes no sense. Because anybody know, if I break y'all up, that messes with my money. Let's just call it what it is. If you guys understand that I'm so greedy and it's all about a dollar, why would I break y'all up? Because if y'all break up, ain't no Nique and King. That makes no sense to me.